and leading the way for hope to end abortion, Janet Porter. And former Majority Leader Tom DeLay. I'm your co-host, Ricky Baker, and now, here are the hosts of the show and my parents, Jim and Lori Baker.
Welcome to Grace Street.
Hi there.
We have two very, very important guests today, people that are out to change America. Janet Porter, the head of an organization that believes that they can literally stop abortion in the United States of America. And Congressman Tom DeLay is here with us, who is one of the leaders of this organization. Don't miss 1 minute of this most important show.
It hit me. I was actually at a funeral of a guy I used to work for at Ohio Right to Life. I worked for nearly a decade at the Right to Life movement, and I just realized he worked his entire life, never got to see what he worked for. And I just lost my father, and I realized life is short. If we're going to end abortion, we need to do it now.
Right.
Something hit me that we've got to do it, and we need to do it now.
Yes.
And when we introduced the bill, we did a poll. And we did a national Barna poll last year, and we found, and here's the question, if a doctor is able to detect the heartbeat of an unborn baby, that baby should be legally protected. And guess what? We found 7 out of 10 in America saying yes. There's something magical about heartbeat. They get it. They understand. That is the universal sign.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. And it's 86% of Republicans, and are you ready for this? I'm glad you're sitting down, because 55% of Democrats favor the heartbeat bill becoming law.
Wow.
This is the most I've never seen a bill this protective have this much public support.
Man, we got to make sure they get the information of how to do that.
Right.
We got to make it simple.
They can come to your website or faith2action.org, and they can click the button. That's how simple it is. You enter in your name, your city, and your email.
So it's
Boom,
already on our website?
Already on the website. You can go right now. JimBakerShow.com is going to be on your right-hand corner. You click on it, type in your name and information there. All you have to do is press send, and that fax will go to the office immediately.
That's right.
Do it.
Click. Do it.
Let's
And they
do
get
it.
right to their
Come on.
desk. I'm told they're carried right to Speaker Ryan's
free.
desk.
It's
Absolutely free. I mean, we're paying for it, but you can also send it to the leadership if you want, or to every member of Congress. You can click
now,
whatever
from
button
what
you want.
Come
Now,
on, Lori,
free one.
let's pray
Yes.
for millions today. I mean,
Yes.
every single
Yes.
Yes.
everybody who's never even sent me $1, support life
Right.
Yeah.
and send this today. Will you
Yes.
do that?
Yes.
And this bill, Lori, this HR 490.
Right.
This is your life. This is
This
your
is-
heart. When you found this out, Lori didn't even hesitate. We were at the round table at Heritage USA, or Heritage International now. We were there at this important meeting, and it was so amazing because Janet Porter, this lady right here, was at that round table. When Lori heard your heart, what did you say, Lori?
You know, I feel unworthy. I don't deserve it. All of that you feel. I've been through 5 abortions. I'm from 17 to 21. Most of you that watch this broadcast on a regular basis, you know my story. We kind of blanket give you the testimony. Someday I'll give you the real down and dirty talk, because it doesn't just kill the baby, it kills part of the mother too.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. It kills part of the mother too. And you said something to me. I said something about my 5 babies.
I believe you're referring to, this is what I believe,
Okay.
that nobody is more powerful than someone who's been through it, someone who
Right.
has had the experience of how horrendous abortion is.
It is.
And I believe that God is using you I mean, I believe Tom is the MVP of the heartbeat bill. Congressman
Yes.
Steve King, he's the captain of the team. He would be here if there wasn't a congressional vote.
Right.
But what this is what we are giving to those who are the sponsors of the bill. I personally gave one of these to the vice president, who told us when we met with him that he loves the heartbeat
You
bill.
guys met with?
We did.
We gave him a letter in support of the bill, and he gave it to President Trump, and
Who
he
has expressed his
supports the bill.
support for the bill as well.
So it was God met us in the hall.
So the president also loves this bill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's expressed his support as well, and
Well,
the
he's
vice president.
pro-life, pro-life.
Yeah.
And he's demonstrated many times, and we're trying to get him to come out publicly for this specific bill and ask the Speaker to give us a vote on the floor for this particular bill.
And let me just say, when my heart leapt when Tom said, yes, he'll help us, and doors swung open, and we ended up with 170 co-sponsors. When I recruited Congressman Steve King to be a part of it. But my heart had that same leaping of joy when, Laura, you said you'd join the team. And what I want to do is present to you and to you, Jim, this is the Heartbeat Bill Hero Award that very few people get. I want to give it to you now.
Wow. Thank you, Jim.
The Vice President has it, the co-sponsors have it, and I'm so thrilled you're on the team. We're going to end abortion. We're going to end abortion.
We're going to end abortion.
I don't deserve it, but Lori deserves it because
it's for both of you.
I'm telling you, this is the greatest award I've ever received.
Yes.
Because this is my heart.
Yes.
Before I die, if I could stop abortion, I would give up my life.
We're going to do it.
We are going to do it.
Because America has a curse on her. And if America will say, we're going to turn from our wicked ways. We're going to turn from murdering our unborn. God cannot continue to bless America. I think Donald Trump, no matter what you think of him, I think he is an act of God. Only God could have put him in. Nobody in the world believed hardly. I think he was shocked almost when he won presidency because it looked bad. Everybody was saying he's
and so therefore,
but the miracle.
Right. Therefore, he has put, and Tom could speak into this better than I can, but all the judges that he's putting in place right now, because in God's mercy and his grace, and he's getting we're getting conservative judges. Isn't that right, Tom?
Exactly right. And people need to understand, because National Right to Life is using this as an excuse, because it won't go through muster in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will knock it down, and all these kinds of things. And we can talk about how that's not, we don't believe that is the case. But we have to remember, as Christians and Americans, that it's the judiciary that is doing this. It was the judiciary that illegally and unconstitutionally passed Roe v. Wade in 1973. It was the judiciary that removed religion and God from our public square. It was the judiciary that is destroying marriage with same-sex marriage. It is the judiciary that we have to take on. Now, we're doing it with Trump. The judges he is appointing, not just the Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch, but all down the other levels are stellar.
Yes.
Absolutely. He's going to completely change the face of the judiciary for the next 30 years.
And they're fighting him with the judiciary.
And they're fighting him. And the Democrats in the Senate won't confirm these judges. They're slow walking them. They'll drag them out, some of them 4 years, so that they won't be confirmed. We need to understand that, and we need to get involved in this upcoming election with this, especially those senators that are up for re-election, and demand that we have a judiciary that reflects the Constitution of the United States.
Boy, this is powerful.
Yes,
folks.
it is.
This man's been there and done
that.
And we will not be America if we move the direction that the enemy wants us to go. And the liberal has just turned their backs on the freedom of America and the freedom of religion.
Yeah. The culture of death.
The culture of death. That's it right there.
Where do you think the school shootings come from?
That's right.
It's that life is so cheap that somebody that feels no compunction whatsoever to walk into a schoolroom and kill 17 babies.
That's right.
I mean, and what's the reaction of our culture of death? Is to go out and say it's the gun that did it.
Yeah, right.
It's the gun.
Yeah.
No. What are those saying when they say it's the gun? Why is not the media asking them, but you're for abortion, are you not? You're for killing our babies inside the womb. Now you're for killing babies outside the womb. All of this has an effect on, and a rotting effect on our culture. And it starts with killing babies. Don't you
right.
know God is hearing the cries of these
Yes.
babies?
Yes, he is.
But you know what, too? It's never been easier to make an important difference where you can click a button.
Right.
Send those faxes. I mean, think
Yes.
about this. Paul Ryan is thinking about, well, I'm not going to be here as speaker for very much longer. I'm
Right.
stepping down.
Right.
I can listen to the people and not let this one organization that claims to be pro-life stand in the way of what I say I'm for. He spoke at the March for Life. The question is, do you want to do more than March for Life? Do you want to end abortion? This bill is going to go the longest route to do that. It's going to protect every child whose heartbeat can be heard. And that's nearly every child. And by the way, as technology gets better and better, we're going to protect more and more.
That's
And
right.
so-
Now, so Janet, when can the heartbeat be detected by an ultrasound,
Sure.
by a physician?
Well, the heart we know is beating at 18 to 21 days, but our technology right now, in the standard ultrasound, we can hear it generally 6 to 8 weeks. But as technology increases, that's going to get more and more. In fact, the pro-aborts came in and testified, this is going to outlaw all abortions. And you know what? The abortion mills probably aren't going to stay open for a fraction of their business. They're in it for money. And so we are going to see children protected like never before. It will be the most protective bill to ever pass in Congress, and it is on the brink of passing. All we need is the tipping point. All we need is for your viewers to click the button
Yes.
and flood Congress with faxes like they've never ever seen.
Yes.
What we're doing today is giving you an opportunity for the first time that I've been alive that you can get involved, and all you have to do is go to jimbakkershow.com, know about what you're doing, know about what you're getting involved with in this ministry. You know what? This is the blessing that is going to come through this ministry, is you're speaking about it for the first time. I've never seen you more passionate in my life.
That's right. This is the most important broadcast that we've ever done. I'm going to tell you that right now. You that watch on a regular basis are completely spoiled with the great prophets that we have come on here, and the great preachers and teachers and all of that. But let me tell you what. This is literally a matter of life and death. I'm putting my name on this. Jim's putting his name on this. We're standing with this bill. This is what we've decided to do. And we're asking you, as our viewers, as our faithful partners, they actually say it through our 800 number and all of that, that we have the most faithful partners of any ministry that they take calls for. And they take calls for all kinds of ministries. You are the ones that have stood by us through all of Jim's amazing visions that he's had. You stand by. But I'm going to tell you what, this is the most important thing. This is the heart of God.
Lord, it's to the point that America will cease to be the America we knew and we love.
Right.
If we continue to do the murdering of our baby. It's over. The grace period is come to an end. I believe this election signals the last of grace. Judgment will come. You don't have to believe me. You will live to see it. God is not going to wink at murdering 60 million babies. We've got to say no. And this is the greatest beginning. Have the courts tried this law at all? Has there been any action in the courts?
It passed in 3 states. As I mentioned, it was heartlessly vetoed in Ohio by Governor Kasich, but in Arkansas and North Dakota. In fact, I remember when I was feeling really like a loser. It was 3 years of fighting this. We didn't get it through, and Jim Bob Duggar called me up. Jim Bob Duggar, who used to be on the 19 Kids and Counting, and he just said, I just want you to know there's going to be a lot of babies in Arkansas who will be very grateful for the work you all did, because we just passed the nation's first heartbeat law.
Praise
And when it passed in
God.
Arkansas, interestingly, I was in Kansas lobbying for we just testified for the Kansas heartbeat law, and they said, oh, well, you know, only one state has done it. It's not the right time. In the middle of this meeting with legislators, my text came in and said that the governor of North Dakota had just signed the nation's second heartbeat law at that moment. And so what happened is it went to the 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals, as you know, Jim, they're bound by precedent. They can't make up a new ruling. That's what the Supreme Court has to do. So the 8th Circuit, interestingly, said, Court, we are asking you to take it up, because they said that the states should be the ones deciding, and they said that the states have found a more, quote, certain and consistent marker than viability, which is the measurement the court has used. Here's the deal. The court says states, Congress, you're allowed to protect babies if there's a likelihood of survival to live birth. But guess what? We've got a better measurement of survival to live birth, because if you've got a heartbeat of an unborn baby, there is a 95% chance that that child will survive to live birth. Viability is a guess. They do a crown to rump measurement on an ultrasound, and they guess how old the child is, and it can be as much as 90% wrong. So viability, the marker the court's currently using, is as much as 90% wrong. But heartbeat, as the Eighth Circuit says, is more certain, it's more scientific, it's more consistent. We've got a better marker, and we need the court to view this as the next marker. In other words, they don't even have to change their jurisprudence. They can just say, we're just going to move the line from viability, which is miles away from conception, all the way down to heartbeat, which is inches away from our goal. And we're going to protect nearly every child who faces abortion, and the Eighth Circuit said so. So as soon as we take it up to the court, and by the way, by the time a law reaches the court, it's sometimes, with Ohio's parental notice, I remember it was 5 years. Within 5 years, we'll probably have as many, what do you think, Tom? Two, three new judges on the court, and they're going to be ready to uphold the heartbeat law as soon as we just need to send it to them now while we've got the window and the majority to do it.
Now's the time.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
It's amazing to me, absolutely amazing to me. Janet and I spent 2 hours with the leaders of the National Right to Life Association, and they just deflected everything that we threw at them for the reason that is you're going too fast, too far, or too far, too fast.
By the way, National Right to Life should not get a veto in a bill that the people want.
Yeah.
Now, these legislators, you got to remember, they've been making pro-life promises for more than 4 decades.
Yeah.
They've been using babies to get elected instead of using elections to save babies. And it's time we call them on that and say it's time to keep your pro-life promises. We can end abortion. We've got a pro-life Republican House, a pro-life Republican Senate. We've got a pro-lifer elected to the White House by the grace of God. We've got pro-lifers being appointed to the Supreme Court and other courts.
Yes.
It is time. If there was ever a time that this can be done, that this time is now.
It's right now.
And it's Paul Ryan, before he leaves, he needs to
Yes.
make history or forever wish he would. Live in regret, as Tom described.
Yeah.
Because he can bring this to a vote, and as Tom said, if it's called to a vote, we know the votes are there.
Yeah.
This incrementalism has just got to stop. It is a stupid, and I have to admit that back when I was in leadership, I bought into it. It is a stupid political strategy. It doesn't save a baby at all. They're all talking about doing this 20-week bill called Pain Capable. That's wonderful. We support it. That is, if we can save babies that way. But that saves about 1% of the abortions that are going on right now. The heartbeat bill saves anywhere from 80 to 85% of all babies aborted in America. The difference is unbelievable, and it's all this little incrementalism, little regulation here, little regulation there. It's time to end abortion.
Yes, it is.
And the amazing thing is, each one of us has that opportunity right now, just by going to our website. It's so easy. We're not even asking, we're asking you to send money. This is for free. You get to do this. You get to